The 1 hour that changed everything. There is a truth most people never discover, not because it is hidden, but because it looks too small to matter. Small effort, repeated every single day, becomes an unstoppable force. 1 hour daily may seem like nothing. But after months, after years, it can completely rebuild a person's life. My name is Wally. And this is the story of Sam, a poor tea seller who transformed his entire world with just 1 page every night. In a beautiful, peaceful village surrounded by green fields and winding rivers, the mornings began slowly. Fog crept along the roads before sunrise. Birds called from mango trees. Cold wind drifted through narrow streets. It was a simple life. A quiet life. Children played barefoot near the river. Farmers moved silently through their fields. Neighbors knew each other's names, sorrows, and dreams. And near the old bus stop stood Sam's tea stall, a small, humble structure of wood and rusted metal. Every morning, before the first bus arrived, Sam lit his stove. He prepared tea for travelers, workers, and farmers. Cup after cup. Day after day. Sam was around 30 years old, but life had aged him beyond his years. His clothes were always clean, but always old. His hands were rough, not from one hard day, but from thousands of them. Every evening, after nearly 14 hours of work, he sat with tired eyes and counted coins that never seemed to be enough. No matter how hard he worked, his life never changed. Some customers insulted him. Rich men threw money at him without looking at his face. And many in the village secretly believed he will stay poor forever. One rainy evening, Sam sat alone inside his closed stall. Raindrops tapped softly on the roof. Cold winds slipped through the broken corners. He stared at his small money box and felt something heavy settle in his chest. "This cannot be my whole life," he whispered. At that moment, an old traveler stepped in from the rain. Simple clothes. A small cloth bag. A white beard. And eyes that carried a strange, quiet wisdom. "Can I get 1 cup of tea?" he asked gently. Sam nodded and prepared the cup in silence. But the old man was watching him. "You look tired," he said. Sam smiled, the kind of smile that hides pain. "Life is heavy when you work every day and still stay in the same place." The old man was quiet for a moment. Then he asked, "Do you read books?" Sam laughed softly. "Books? Poor people don't have time for books." The old man looked directly into his eyes. "Poor people cannot afford to ignore books." Those words landed somewhere deep inside Sam and stayed there. Before leaving, the traveler reached into his bag and placed an old, dusty book on the counter. "The world changes slowly," he said. "Read 1 page every night. Not 10 pages. Not 1 chapter. Just 1 page every single night." Sam stared at the book, confused. "How can 1 page change my life?" The old man smiled softly. "1 drop fills a bucket. 1 step finishes a journey. 1 page can change the way a man thinks." And then he walked back out into the rain and was gone. That night, after cleaning his stall, Sam opened the book. The pages were yellow and worn. The language was simple. But the ideas were deep. The first line read, "A man changes his future when he changes what he does daily." Sam read only 1 page, because exhaustion pulled at him, but before he slept, those words moved quietly through his mind like a slow river. The next night, he read another page. Then another. Days became weeks. Every night, after closing the stall, Sam sat beneath a small lantern and read. Sometimes slowly, because his English was weak. Sometimes he repeated the same line 3 or 4 times. But he never skipped a day. Not once. The village noticed, of course. "Sam wants to become a professor now," one man laughed. "Books don't fill empty stomachs," said another. Boys passing the stall mocked him every evening. But Sam stayed quiet. Because he had begun to understand something they had not. Most people laugh at discipline because they have never experienced what it can build. Months passed. And quietly, slowly, something inside Sam began to shift. Before, he had only worked hard with his hands. Now he began to think differently too. He learned about patience, communication, saving, habits, and emotional control. He learned how successful people see the world. He learned that poor decisions, not poor luck, create poor lives. One day, a customer grew angry because his tea was late. The old Sam would have argued. This Sam stayed calm. Another day, a worried farmer sat at the stall, troubled by his failing business. Sam shared a simple thought he had read about consistency in planning. The farmer looked at him with surprise. "Where did you learn that?" Slowly, people began to respect Sam. Not because he had become rich, but because he had become different. His words carried calmness. His actions carried discipline. His face carried patience. One winter night, Sam read a single line that stopped him completely. Small daily improvements are more powerful than sudden success. He closed the book slowly. He sat in the silence of his stall for a long time. For years he had wanted his life to change quickly. He had waited for a miracle, a lucky break, a sudden turning point. But now, for the first time, he truly understood. Big success is hidden inside small repeated actions, the ones nobody sees, the ones nobody applauds. The next morning, Sam began improving his stall. A little cleaner each day. More polite with every customer. A few coins saved daily. Simple English sentences practiced quietly. Less time wasted. And always his 1 hour of reading, protected like something precious. Years passed. The village grew. More buses. More travelers. New shops along the road. But Sam was no longer the same man. His tea stall became the most visited spot in the village. Travelers sat longer than they needed to, simply because Sam spoke with warmth and wisdom. Students came in the evenings just to listen to him talk. One boy asked him, "How did you become so wise?" Sam smiled. "I gave 1 hour every day to becoming better." The boy blinked. "That's all?" "People underestimate small effort," Sam said quietly, "because the results do not arrive immediately. But they always arrive." One evening, Sam opened a small reading corner beside his stall. Old books. A few wooden benches. A lantern. The village laughed again. A tea cellar opening a library. Ridiculous. But Sam understood something now that he hadn't before. People who never try to improve themselves will always feel threatened by those who do. He ignored them. Within months, children gathered there after school. Workers read before heading home. Young men practiced English together under the lantern light. The reading corner quietly became the heart of the village. Years later, Sam expanded his stall into a proper cafe along the highway. Travelers from distant cities stopped there, some for the tea, some simply to sit with the man they had heard about. The wise tea seller who spoke with peace and depth. But the most beautiful thing was this. Even after everything changed, Sam never stopped his 1 hour habit. Not once. Because success had not changed him. Consistency had built him. One summer evening, as Sam sat outside his cafe, he noticed a young man staring sadly at the road. Something in the boy's eyes was familiar, a quiet heaviness Sam had once carried himself. He brought him tea and sat beside him. "What troubles you?" The boy sighed. "I want to change my life. But nothing works." Sam looked at him gently. "Tell me honestly, how many focused hours do you give to your future each day?" Silence. "Most people want results without routine," Sam said softly. "They want confidence without practice. Success without patience. Change without discipline. And so they stay exactly where they are." He went inside and returned with an old, dusty book, the same one the traveler had given him all those years ago. He placed it in the boy's hands. "Read 1 page every night." The boy looked at it. "Only 1 page?" Sam smiled. One page, every night, can quietly defeat years of failure. The wind moved softly through the village as the boy held the book carefully in both hands. Evening birds crossed the orange sky in the distance. And Sam watched silently, with grateful eyes. Because he knew what most people never learn. Your future is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built in the small actions nobody notices. It is built when you study while others waste time. It is built when you continue after you've lost motivation. It is built when you improve quietly, without needing the world to watch. And sometimes, just sometimes, 1 hour a day is all it takes to change an entire life. I applied this lesson in my own life. 1 hour a day improved my discipline, my English, and my consistency. I stopped chasing motivation and started building habits. If this story moved you, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you enjoyed this, watch my previous story, Rise from Ashes, because it might change the way you see your struggles forever.